What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Today I have the RAD 22 by OSS Suppressors. I love this can. It's super cool. Shoots anything from a 22 LR up to a 5.7 by 28. Awesome in that aspect. Today I mainly want to go over three things. All claims made by OSS. Number one, they say it's quiet. Number two, it is cleaner than their competitors because of their flow-through baffles. And lastly, they did not list this on their website, but they did say it on one of their YouTube videos. They do say it has reduced back pressure with higher pressure cartridges, like the 5.7. I don't have one today, but I will be shooting high pressure 22 ammunition through it, as high pressure as they get. So anyways, let's do some shooting, have some fun, and get into it. All right, so let's get started with how quiet this is. Before we get started, I do want to say that OSS RAD 22 sort of had a bad rap in the beginning because it showed that it had higher numbers on the meters. So today I want to sort of switch back and forth from my rugged Oculus, which I know is really quiet, and then we'll shoot the RAD 22. I'm going to back up about 15 yards. We'll do the same thing, shoot some subsonics through it, and I'll be able to tell you guys objectively if I think there is a difference between these two in sound, and then you can also hear that through the camera. So let's give it a shot. Guys, I don't know what to tell you. They say that this is a louder can. To me, with my conditions, it sounds just like my rugged Oculus baffle can. Super similar. If there is a difference, it's so minuscule you can barely tell. It sounds super good. I don't know what else to say about it. All right, so we did the sound test. Now I want to try and sort of show you guys if there's any blowback when using the flow-through baffles. Like I said, it wasn't like a claim on their website. They mentioned it for the 5.7. But we're going to try it today with some Stinger rounds from CCI. They go 1,640 feet per second. So I'm just going to tell you how much stuff blows back at me with this rugged here, and then I'm going to put the OSS on and see how much stuff blows at me with that. This pistol in particular, and probably a lot of other 22 pistols, you do get that powder coming back, hitting you in the arm, sort of maybe some hitting you in the face, and some gas blowing back at you. So I'm going to try and explain if there is a difference and how much. Okay guys, so immediately I felt a little bit of powder up here and up here. Lots of gas coming out all around here. Alright, yeah, lots of gas hitting me. Pretty standard baffle can, if you will. Alright, same thing, Stingers again. Let's see what kind of back pressure we get. Okay, first shot, can't really tell. Second shot, no powder on me. Okay, third shot, I sort of had a little bit of powder come down through the trigger here, and some hit me in the arm, just a little bit. Alright guys, so are them flow baffles working? Yes, they are. Not completely perfect. This is not a perfect solution to keep all that stuff going out that way. I'm sure you can see how much is coming out of the end, but there still was a little bit of stuff coming back at me. It did come back with less force compared to the baffles. So they do work. This can sets itself aside from other competitors in that aspect, but it is not perfect. Nothing ever is. I will say I've done this test before on an M&P 15. I will say that the results weren't that different on that particular gun. There was a little less port pop with the RAD 22 that I noticed, but that was about it. Where I did notice it the most was on my CMMG Banshee 22 with the binary trigger. When you shoot with an increased rate of fire, it seems like it has less exponential buildup of gas and soot in your action, so there's constantly less stuff coming back at you. The faster you're shooting, the more you're shooting. So in that aspect, it is really nice to use on binary and in that specific CMMG Banshee. Overall, the flow-through technology does work. It's not a perfect solution to back pressure, but I mean, back pressure isn't a big deal on 22s anyways. It's probably more suited, like OSS said, on a 5.7 by 28. All right, guys, had to move out of the sun. It was getting a little bit, well, you saw. Anyways, Now we're just gonna sound test on the pistol just because, so we'll go back and forth from the Oculus to the Red 22, this time subsonic in the pistol. Man, guys, I really cannot tell. It's like super duper close on that sound between the rugged and the OSS. I mean, they're super close. Maybe this one's a tad bit louder, but like I said before, it's such a minuscule difference. It really shouldn't affect your opinion on if this is something you were to purchase one day. All right, guys, figured we would step into my office for this last part. We are gonna see how clean this thing is, and there's really no scientific way to know. I've shot about 400 to 700 rounds to this thing. I'm just going to see if the baffles break apart easily and sort of what they look like, see if the outer rim did its job and sent all that gas out front. Yeah, let's open it up and see. Okay, we got her open. That's always a good sign. Woo, that one was a little tough, but that's okay. So we got the bottom off, not a problem. Got the top off, a little bit of resistance, but it popped right off. All right, guys, so it's a little tough to push out through the threads. I'm gonna try it the other way. Oh, baby. Heck yeah. Oh, yes. Pops right out the front. Okay, and which makes sense. I mean, it's gonna have resistance on those threads up there. Guys, look at how cool this thing is. It's like, I don't even know, it's whiter up here, and it almost looks like there's less gunk down here. You can actually see some of the heat-treated stainless steel under there, and this you cannot up top, so that is very unique. I'm curious to why that is. Anyways, guys, time for the question we've all been waiting for. That is unbelievable. You've got to be kidding me. These baffles just pop right off. That does not happen with my rugged. So this is a huge win in my book. I am super satisfied with this. This is gonna make cleaning so much easier. Drop it right in that sonic cleaner. Guys, I'm getting my words all JD janked because I'm super excited right now. This thing is so clean. I took, like I said, this bottom base baffle, the first blast baffle. It's not caked on there very bad at all. Then I come up over here, grab one from the top, and I can see bare metal on this thing. That is unheard of. That does not happen on my regular baffle can for 400 to 700 rounds. This thing is exceptionally clean for what's gone through it, and I'm shooting a lot of crappy ammo through it most of the time too. Today I was shooting some good stuff, but yeah, I am just blown away right now. I'm super excited. Definitely my favorite suppressor at the moment. Love my Oculus, but the cleaning on this thing is going to be so much easier. Comes apart so easy. This is just the most excitement I've had in a long time. Now that I went and picked up my other baffles so I didn't have to worry about losing those, we can wrap this video up. Back to OSS's claims. They said it is quiet. 100% I agree that this can is quiet. It's awesome. It sounds very similar to this rugged Oculus, which is super quiet. This sounds very similar to it. If I had to really get picky about it, I'd say maybe it's just a taddest bit louder, but you really can't tell if you're shooting them side by side. It's a suppressed 22 at that point. They're all super quiet. So very, very quiet, low tone. I hope you could tell in the audio that it's just right on par with the Oculus. So love it in that aspect. Second thing that I tested, less pressure coming back at you. You guys saw all that gas that came out the front. It is pushing a lot of that stuff out. It's not the perfect solution to keeping everything out of your face. A little bit does come back, but the can does work. It has a lot less coming back at you when you shoot semi-auto or like really fast rates of fire. It works a lot better than just a regular baffle can. It really gets a lot of that gas out front versus coming back at you. Lastly, and probably my most exciting part of all of this, is how easy this thing is to clean. It runs way cleaner than competitors, at least competitors that I've shot, namely the rugged Oculus. But guys, this thing, I'm seeing bare metal on this after 400 to 700 rounds. That is amazing. I can't believe that you could just pull this thing apart one by one. They weren't stuck together. You got the caps off. I mean, everything just fell apart. It was like ribs falling off the bone. That's what I'm looking at right now. I'm so stoked about that. So anyways, guys, I can throw all this into my sonic cleaner, minus the tube probably, and just let her run, let her rip, and get her clean. So super excited about that. Anyways, guys, that's all I got today on the RAD 22 by OSS Suppressor. Super cool can, definitely top of my list right now on 22 suppressors. Very, very happy with the suppressor. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. And as always, I will see you guys on the next video. I'm just sitting here looking at this thing. This thing is just awesome. This is top of the 22 suppressor list. I just gotta say it again. It is stinking quiet. It's got flow-through technology, and straight up is the cleanest 22 suppressor I've ever seen in my life. Like, I love this thing.